When it comes to chemical properties of alkyl halides, the first type of reactions given by these compounds are nucleophilic substitution reactions. First of all, let us understand what a nucleophile is. When we say nucleophile, remember N for N. Nucleophiles are electron-rich species. That means they are either negatively charged ions, for example, I minus, RCOO minus, OH minus, Cl minus, OR minus. These are all negatively charged ions and therefore they are nucleophiles. Or they can be neutral compounds but with lone pairs of electrons. With lone pair of electrons. For example, NH3, water, which has lone pairs. So nucleophiles are negatively charged ions or could be neutral species with lone pair of electrons. When it comes to the reaction, we have an alkyl halide and a nucleophile attacks on this alkyl halide. It substitutes the X, gets bonded to the alkyl group, and halide ion leaves. This is the mechanism of nucleophilic substitution reaction. There is one very important type of nucleophile given in your NCERT, which is known as ambident nucleophile. Now, what is ambident nucleophile? Ambident nucleophile, learn its definition also, which is very important. Ambident nucleophile is a nucleophile which has two nucleophilic sites. What does that mean? Which means that group or that nucleophile can attack from two atoms. If we look at RCOO minus, it can attack only from oxygen. It has one nucleophilic site. But ambident nucleophiles have two nucleophilic centers or two nucleophilic sites. For example, there are two given in your book. One is Cn minus and the other is NO2 minus. Now, how are these ambident nucleophiles? If you look at the structure of Cn minus, there are two resonating structures and the other one is this. Now you can see in these two resonating structures, the negative charge is on the carbon atom as well as nitrogen, which means it can attack from the carbon as well as nitrogen. Now, how do we remember from which atom is it going to attack on the alkyl halide? Remember, if alkyl halide reacts with potassium cyanide or sodium cyanide, the attack is through carbon atom. So we get RCN plus X minus. But if it attacks or if the reagent is silver nitrile, AgCN, then the reaction is or the attack is through nitrogen and we get RNC plus AgX. Here we'll get KX. So remember that the products formed are very, very different. Nitriles, isonitriles. Similarly, NO2 minus. This also has two resonating structures and it can attack through the lone pair on nitrogen or negative charge on the oxygen atom. Again, remember one thing. Whenever it is silver cyanide or silver nitride, the bonding is through nitrogen. अगर सिल्वर के साथ bonded है आपका ambident nucleophile, AgCN or AgNO2, bonding is through nitrogen. So you will get RNO2 plus AgX. And if the reagent is potassium nitride or sodium nitride, the bonding is through the other atom. अगर Cn होता तो C से bonding होगी, like in this case. Potassium cyanide था, the bonding is through carbon atom and we get nitrile. Here, if it is potassium nitrate, the bonding will not be through nitrogen, it will be through oxygen and we'll get RONO. This is nitro, this is nitrito and NaX or potassium halide. Let us see some reagents and the nucleophiles that they will produce, and when they attack on the alkyl halide, the products that they are going to make. For example, if NaOH is the reagent that you're taking with alkyl halide, we are doing this. We get RNU plus X minus. Let us look at the nucleophiles produced by these reagents. If it is NaOH, what we get is Na plus OH minus. So OH minus will be the attacking species, or that will be the nucleophile, right? Which means if you are taking alkyl halide and you're reacting with NaOH, you will get like this: Na plus OH minus. OH minus will substitute X, and what will we get? ROH. इसका मतलब हमारा अल्कोहल बनेगा. ठीक है, वाटर लेते हैं, ऑक्सीजन से करेगा, OH माइनस ही अटैक करेगा इसमें भी, यू विल गेट अल्कोहल. NaOR. Now there is one question in your back exercises on this. NaOR is RO minus Na plus, which means it will give OR minus nucleophile, and when Rx reacts with RO minus, this nucleophile substitutes X and we get ROR, which is nothing but ether. We'll get ethers. NaI, Na plus, I minus. What do we get? Alkyl iodide. Ammonia attacks. It gives NH2 minus, and this attacks on alkyl halide. We get amines. If it is RNH2, we get secondary amine. R2NH, tertiary amine. KCN, this we discussed in ambident nucleophiles. KCN gives Cn minus, and the bonding is through carbon, and we get nitriles. But if it is AgCN, the bonding is through nitrogen, and we get RNC, isonitrile. Similarly, KNO2, potassium nitrite, will give NO2 minus, and we get, I told you, silver salts give bonding through nitrogen. Potassium and sodium nitrite will give bonding through oxygen. So we'll get RONO. But if it is silver nitrite, then we get this is NO2 minus. This we can write as ONO minus also. And then we get RNO2, nitro compounds. Nucleophilic substitution reactions in alkyl halides follow two mechanisms, SN1 and SN2. This is called nucleophilic substitution unimolecular, nucleophilic substitution bimolecular. Now there are a lot of differences between SN1 and SN2 mechanisms. SN1 follows, or it takes place in 2 steps, whereas SN2 takes place in 1 step. In SN1, the stability of the carbocation is important. In SN2, steric hindrance, that means the size factor, the repulsion because of the size of the groups attached, that is very, very important. SN1 results in racemization. This results in inversion of configuration. If you are asked to write differences between SN1 and SN2, write this as your first point, this as your second point, and maybe you can write this as your third point. Let us understand SN2 mechanism first. SN2 mechanism takes place in 1 step. What is SN2 mechanism for? It is nucleophilic substitution bimolecular, in which a nucleophile attacks on an alkyl halide and we get this. How does this happen in SN2 mechanism? It takes place in 1 step, which means Suppose if I have this compound, CH3Cl. The reaction is methyl chloride is reacting with NaOH. We discussed in the previous class that NaOH, when it reacts, it is a reagent which gives OH minus ion. So if I say CH3Cl is reacting with NaOH, give the mechanism involved. It means you're supposed to give that methyl chloride is being attacked by OH minus. You will get methanol because nucleophilic substitution reaction will take place and Cl minus will be released. Now how is this going to happen in SN2? This is my methyl chloride. When OH minus ion or the nucleophile has to attack, it cannot attack from this side because Cl is electronegative. It has a small negative charge on it. OH minus is also negatively charged, so there will be a lot of repulsions. So it attacks from the back side, and what happens next is a transition state is formed. Transition state, why? Just a minute. See what happens in this. This is H, this is H, this is my Cl, and this is OH. Now this is a transition state which is unstable, but yes, it is still formed. What does the structure tell us? This is a three-dimensional arrangement, or this is a three-dimensional representation of the compound. These two lines which are straight, normal lines, this means the carbon atom, hydrogen and this chlorine atom, they lie in the plane of the paper. ये हम थ्री डायमेंशनली किसी कंपाउंड को दिखा रहे हैं. अब एक फ्लैट सर्फेस पे आप थ्री डायमेंशनली कैसे दिखाओगे? सो वी शो इट लाइक दिस by dash. It is called wedge dash formula. This is known as wedge, and these are known as dash. This is known as dash. Now this carbon atom H and Cl, these were normal lines. They lie in the plane of the paper. The atom attached to the wedge is coming out of the plane of the paper, and the atom which is joined or which is bonded to the carbon atom, and it is shown by dash. Dash हम ऐसे भी दिखाते हैं या फिर डॉट से भी ऐसे दिखाते हैं. This means the hydrogen is behind the plane of the paper. So this is three-dimensional representation. Now what happens in this transition state? This has a small negative charge, this has a small negative charge. OH minus attacks on this. A time comes when slowly Cl is leaving and OH is getting bonded to the carbon atom. So all these 5 groups are attached to the carbon atom. This is unstable because carbon cannot have valency more than 4. So this is an unstable stage. Now what happens? Whichever is the better leaving group. Cl अगर better leaving है तो ये चला जाएगा. If OH is the better leaving group तो हमारा reactants वापस हो जाएंगे. But Cl is a better leaving group. It goes away and we get H. We have hydrogen here, ये वाला. Then this is our another hydrogen, and we get OH bonded to it. तो हुआ क्या? We started with CH3Cl, we got CH3OH, and what has happened? Cl minus or chloride and ion has been removed. Now in this, what has happened to the configuration? हुआ क्या? Cl was on the right hand side, but OH has got bonded towards the left hand side. We say there is inversion of configuration. जिस configuration से ये compound शुरू हुआ था उससे inverted है. OH is on the opposite side of the leaving group. So SN2 mechanism, it takes place by it results in the inversion of configuration. ठीक है. और इसको हम SN2 mechanism क्यों कहते हैं? Whenever we give rate of a reaction, since this is taking place in one step, तो अगर कोई reaction एक ही step में होता है, now in this case my rate will depend on, आप देखो OH minus is attacking on this, so there are two reagents involved. एक आपका जो nucleophile है उसकी concentration पर depend करेगा, और ये also it will also depend on the concentration of CH3Cl. जो दो reagents हैं दोनों reaction में part ले रहे हैं, so it will depend on these two, the concentration of these two molecules. So it is called nucleophilic substitution bimolecular because it depends on, bi means two, it depends on the concentrations of these two reagents. So it is called SN2. अब आपसे कोई भी reaction पूछा जाता है कि कोई एग्जाम्पल आपको देते हैं कि CH3Cl Br is reacting with suppose water or it is reacting with sodium iodide. Give the mechanism involved. अब जो सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ होती है वो है एल्काइल हैलाइड किस टाइप का है. मतलब हमारे पास वी हैव डन दिस इन प्रीवियस क्लासेस. एल्काइल हैलाइड कैन बी प्राइमरी, सेकेंडरी और टर्शरी. अब उन तीनों में से कौन सा एल्काइल हैलाइड SN2 मैकेनिज्म फॉलो करेगा. नाउ लुक एट द मैकेनिज्म. OH minus is attacking, Cl is leaving, transition state has 5 atoms. अगर ये जो groups attached हैं, if they are small, the repulsions will be lesser. If these groups are big species like methyl, ethyl, they're bulkier alkyl groups, then OH, Cl and bulkier group, there will be lot of repulsion and SN2 mechanism will not be followed. Which means for SN2 mechanism, what we look at is steric hindrance. मतलब जितने ये छोटे ग्रुप्स होंगे, जितने लेसर नंबर ऑफ कार्बन एटम्स वाले ग्रुप होंगे, मतलब हमारा जो प्राइमरी एल्काइल हैलाइड होगा, इट विल वेरी वेरी रेडली गिव SN2 mechanism, and it is the order is primary and secondary, then comes tertiary alkyl halide. So suppose if I give you a question out of isopropyl chloride, propyl chloride and I'm giving you 3 compounds and second tertiary butyl chloride, which will follow SN2 mechanism. Now isopropyl, I have discussed earlier, chloride is bonded to isopropyl chloride. This carbon atom is secondary. Propyl chloride C3H7Cl, CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl, primary alkyl halide. Tertiary butyl halide CH3, 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 Cl. Now this is tertiary. अब आप देखो, अगर OH minus attack करेगा, there are 3 big groups, repulsion will be more, so this will not follow SN2 mechanism. This primary, very very happily it will follow SN2 mechanism. This is secondary, again little repulsions because of 2 methyl groups. यहाँ एक ही था, 2 H है, यहाँ पे एक H है, there are 2 methyl groups, here 3 methyl groups. So the order will be, this will follow SN2 very very fast, this will not give SN2 mechanism at all. Let us look at this question 10.6, third part of NCERT back exercise, in which 4 compounds are given and you are supposed to arrange them in the increasing order of reactivity towards SN2 mechanism. For SN2, we know the order of reactivity is primary alkyl halide give the SN2 reaction fastest, then secondary, then tertiary. But if we look at these 4 compounds, they are all primary alkyl halides. If you look at the CH2Br and so on, so they are all primary alkyl halide. In such a case, we go to the next carbon atom and we see how many groups are attached to the next carbon atom. For example, in this is primary, this is secondary, this is primary, this is tertiary, this is primary, this is again tertiary, this is primary, this is secondary, but then the methyl group is at the 3rd carbon atom. In this primary, this is tertiary. So when we look at all of them, this one will give SN2 fastest क्योंकि इसमें steric hindrance सबसे कम है. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर आप देखो CH2 और ये secondary है, ये टर्शरी था, ये टर्शरी था, ये भी सेकेंडरी है, लेकिन इसके नेक्स्ट कार्बन पे मिथाइल है. सो आउट ऑफ दीज टू दिस विल बी हैविंग मिनिमम स्टीयरिक हिंड्रेंस. सो द फर्स्ट वन मोस्ट रिएक्टिव विल बी दिस. आफ्टर दिस विल हैव दिस कंपाउंड. व्हाई इज इट सो? प्राइमरी सेकेंडरी सेम एज दिस, लेकिन इन दोनों में तो द नेक्स्ट इज टर्शरी, सो मोर स्टीयरिक हिंड्रेंस. सो दिस इज द सेकेंड. देन आउट ऑफ दीज टू, in this second carbon atom has 1 methyl group, in this second carbon atom has 2 methyl groups, so more steric hindrance. So this will be least reactive, this will be a number 3. So this is the order of reactivity towards SN2 mechanism. Let us understand SN1 mechanism followed by alkyl halides when they undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction. This takes place in 2 steps. For example, the question is, give the reaction involved between tertiary butyl bromide and sodium hydroxide. The question is asked, give the mechanism involved when tertiary butyl bromide reacts with NaOH. Now NaOH gives OH minus nucleophile. So you have to give tertiary butyl bromide the compound, which is CH3 3CBr. If I draw its structure, it will be this compound. Now look at this. Now this cannot follow SN2 mechanism because there are 3 methyl groups attached. A lot of steric hindrance. So what happens in the first step? It takes place in 2 steps. First step is formation of a carbocation. Formation of a carbocation means this group goes away. Now SN1 mechanism, remember, it takes place in the presence of protic solvents. Protic solvent means which can give a proton, H plus ion, like water. Protic polar solvents like water, acetic acid, etc. Now what happens is this halogen goes away and there is formation of a carbocation. That is the first step. Formation of a carbocation, and Br minus goes away. From where do we get the energy for this? Bromide ion gets solvated by जो protic solvent हैं, they give H plus ion. Bromide ion gets solvated by the solvents and energy is released. That energy is used for this reaction. It is enough for this reaction to happen. So first step is formation of carbocation. Second step, you have the carbocation and now the nucleophile attacks. Now OH minus is the nucleophile. It can attack from the right hand side as well as left hand side. Why? Because this carbon atom, which is plus, carbon atom is sp2 hybridized. It is trigonal planar. It is a planar molecule. It is a planar species. So this can attack from the right hand side or left hand side, which means I'll get 2 products. If it attacks on the right hand side, I'll get something like this. And if it attacks from the left hand side, then I will get this. Now you can see, if it attacks from the other side, from the right hand side, जहाँ bromine attached था, ये वहीं add हुआ. It has got added, bonded from that side, which means there is retention of configuration. जैसी configuration ये थी बिल्कुल similar है, तो it is called retention. और अगर OH left hand side से attack करता है, it has come from the opposite side, which means inversion has taken place. और 2 compounds, 2 molecules बनेंगे, एक में retention, एक में inversion होगी. And when you get 2 different compounds with opposite configuration, we say it is a racemic mixture, which we will study in stereochemistry, and this we say racemization has taken place because racemic mixture has been formed. So retention and inversion both take place in SN1 mechanism. So SN1 mechanism में हम क्या देखते हैं? For example, in SN2 we see the steric hindrance of the reagent, right? But in SN1 mechanism we see the stability of the carbocation. कोई भी reagent आपको दिया हो, कोई भी reaction आपको दिया हो, उसमें look at the compound which is given. उसका अगर carbocation stable होगा तो वो SN1 फॉलो करेगा. अगर उसका कार्बोकेटाइन स्टेबल नहीं है तो वो SN1 फॉलो नहीं करेगा. Now this reaction is a slow step. It takes place in 2 steps, but the first step is the slower one. This attack of nucleophile is a fast reaction, and rate of a reaction is given by a slower step. और slow step में rate हमारा depend कर रहा है only on concentration of alkyl halide. इसके ऊपर, यहाँ तो न्यूक्लियोफाइल है ही नहीं, तो उसके concentration पर depend नहीं करता. It is depending only on the concentration of alkyl halide. Therefore, this is called SN1 mechanism, nucleophilic substitution unimolecular. Uni means one. Why? Because rate of SN1 mechanism depends only on one single molecule, यानी कि concentration of the alkyl halide. Therefore, this is called SN1 mechanism. So what type of compounds will give SN1 mechanism? If we look at alkyl halides, tertiary carbocation is most stable. So the order of reactivity for SN1 mechanism is tertiary alkyl halide will give the SN1 mechanism the fastest, then secondary, then primary. In allyl halide, the carbocation formed is also stable due to resonance. If this goes away, अगर ये निकल जाता है, what will we get? CH2 double bond CH, CH2 plus. This carbocation will be formed and this is resonance stabilized. कैसे? अगर मैं यहाँ shift करूँ, it will become CH2 plus CH double bond CH2. So this allyl carbocation is resonance stabilized. इसका मतलब अगर ये compound given हो तो ये भी SN1 mechanism देगा. One more, because this question is in your NCERT. Solved examples. Some compounds are given and then you have to find out which will be most reactive towards SN1 mechanism. So understand, benzyl halides also have stable carbocation, which means if this goes away and we get benzyl carbocation, CH2 plus. Now this carbocation is also resonance stabilized. How? This goes here and we get double bond CH2, this becomes positively charged, and then further this, and we can draw another resonating structure. This is CH2 here and positive. This we have already done in class 11. It will give these stable carbocations. Again, this comes here, right? So benzyl carbocation is also resonance stabilized. More number of benzene rings are attached to the carbon atom, more structures will be there, resonating structures will be there, and more stable that group will be. So benzyl halides will also readily and very happily give SN1 mechanism.